So I wanna get better and faster at making games, and that's why I challenged myself to PS1 Demake the Callisto Protocol until its release date. Back then I only had 5 days to finish the project. Seems impossible for a terrible game dev like me to make anything that fast in that time. Also, I had no plan where to start at the first day, and that's exactly what I had to do first. A plan. So I fueled up with way too much awake juice and researched the shit out of everything I could find. Social media pages, the game officials YouTube channel had this making of series going on. I got a lot of information from a GIC talk from Demetrius Leal, and I took a ton of notes. At the end I had a mountain of informations and of work, but only 5 days. With that point, actually 4.5. I had to simplify everything down to a doable chunk to make this somehow possible. By this point it was already afternoon of the first day, and I only just started to understand what I had to do. I need to make progress. There's no game without the main character, so let's go. I jumped into Blender and tried to find the most frontal view of Jacob Lee, the main character of the game, and a side view. He wasn't standing quite straight on the images, so I used my skeleton reference from my website, starcrafts.com, not sponsored, to have some neutral guidance. In classic PS1 style fashion, I separated the body parts into torso with legs, arms with disconnected PS1 style dolphin flipper hands, and at last the head. After that I viewed him from every angle to check in if I have to resize some body parts or something to get the proportions right. It's very often overlooked and you only start to notice that something is too small or too long while you're animating the character, and then you have to jump back and stuff, and yeah, that takes time. After that I UV unwrapped head, arms, torso with legs and stuff. Let's go texture painting. Whenever I can I try to texture paint everything from scratch to get better in it, but I still project parts from the references onto my model for guidance. Then I block out the colors in their mid-tone. When I paint something I use the mid-tone color of the color I want to achieve as the main color, and the darker tone of that color for painting details and shadows, and the brightest version of that color for highlighting parts. I still need way more experimentation and practice in hand painting, but I already started to notice some improvements, and with pixelation it's very forgiving and it gives me a lot of room for mistakes. So texture done and first day done. Day 2. I woke up early, I rigged the character, I made the stun button and created the base animations completely from scratch. Idle, walk, attack, take hit, run, equip button, and so on. Then I headed straight into Unreal Engine 5, in which I already have a PS1 style plank base project with the PSXFX pack from Marquis. I'm not sponsored by him in any way, but he makes also YouTube videos, and he's a big name in the PS1 style Unreal sphere. There is a link to his pack on itch.io below this video, so check it out if you want. So I exported the whole character with all animations as an FBX file and imported him into Unreal. I set up the materials and started making the character base blueprint, very simplistic and stuff, and an animation blueprint. By the way, I have tutorials on that in my indie horror game from scratch playlist, check it out. Anyway, I returned into Blender to make even more animations for alternative idle and walk cycles with the equipped weapon, and for crouch walking and potential stealth stuff. Yeah, nice so far, but I need an enemy, but I can't make one from scratch. That will take way too long, and I noticed that the monsters in the game have the same uniform as the main character. So I thought, if I'm able to remodel the main character into an enemy, I wouldn't need to rig, UV unwrap and animate. I only had to change the model and retexture. So bingo bango bongo, I saved a lot of time and did that. And the third day started. I exported the enemy as a new FBX file, but I imported him assigned to the same skeleton as the player character to reuse animations and stuff. Enemy and the player are done, so I can finally start creating some kind of combat system with damage dealing and stuff. A very important element for the player in Callisto Protocol is his neck implant that indicates the remaining health. So I had to do that. It was actually way simpler than I thought, based on the health. So if you drop underneath a certain number, the material just simply switches to another one. So the combat kind of worked, but killing an enemy didn't felt very satisfying at all. The Callisto Protocol promo was always talking about that innovative core system, so I need to have something similar, but worse and doable in around an hour. So I jumped back into Blender and I exported the separated body parts of the enemy in individual static meshes, imported them into Unreal. So now if you unalive an enemy, they don't pop out of existence like single girls at an anime convention. They despawn and immediately spawn blood particles and body parts. I also threw on the player, just in case, a flashlight and ended the third day. The fourth day was random as fuck. I made a pause menu with death screen, a start menu, and Resident Evil styled fixed camera blueprint system to quickly get more variation into the game and cutscenes and stuff. And the autosave respawn box that also triggers in the left corner mission objectives onto the player interface UI thing. The rest of the fourth day I spent modeling Blender modular environment pieces with a blue, gray, yellowish color scheme and organic animated tentacle thingies. I modeled texture tiles and rendered them out to get ground and wall textures. It turned out that this tile atlas also allowed me to use simple planes to make very quick old school Doom looking tile based levels. It saved a lot of time on the project. I kind of want to do a dedicated video just on that. I also did the same thing with the pool here in the back. Anyway, also to make everything a bit more interactive, I made destructible boxes and a destructible tentacle thing and reused the gore explosion nodes from the enemy. Reusing stuff saves a lot of time. Anyway, again, the last day, fifth day, I designed a simple linear level on paper, blocked it out in Unreal, faded with the vertex painting some tiles into each other for nicer organic transitions, placed stuff at stuff and tried to keep variation in scale and complexity in the environment in mind while making the level. I was also pumping out everything I had. I was using all my assets, all my blueprint systems, like the Resident Evil Campbox and stuff. I was exhausted. At the end, I had a playable level from start to finish, but there was one thing left to do. My game had no sound. I quickly recorded in the last hour or so some noise with stuff from my kitchen to get some sound design going on in the game, combined with some sound effects I already had. I altered voice for the start screen and the end screen.
Callisto Protocol. Sector complete.
I just threw it in there and recorded and uploaded the gameplay to YouTube and called it a day. It was done. Damn, I learned so much and I made so many things I want to reuse or rework. I'm so happy with the Resident Evil style fixed camera system thing. It's so simple and flexible. I will without doubt reuse it for a lot of things. And the destructible asset things make everything so much more interesting and interactive. I think all games should have some shootable and destructible stuff. What I really need to get more into is AI enemy behavior and sound. Sound is such an important topic, especially if you want to make horror stuff, and 1 hour is not enough. This 5-day project really helped me in many ways to figure stuff out and to clear my mind and my vision for my waterpark game, which I'm still working on, and but I kind of got stuck in a creative way and stuff, so trying something new and kind of helps with the focus. I don't know. I hope you got something out of this video. Please like and subscribe, and if you have any questions to the project, leave them in the comments below. The main character is available as a download for my Patreons, by the way. Thank you for watching, and now watch one of those videos. Bye.